Hey, good evening, everyone. It's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutor.io, the enthusiastic tutor, and it happens to be one of our very fresh class, one of our very fresh classes on the course DES 309, very first um, volume of this class. It's not going to actually be a long one. It's going to be a short one, all right? Because we are at time. It's a lot with the network these days. So those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to smash like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as and let's endeavor to enroll into our private class where we walk you through all your courses throughout the semester without leaving any course untouched. How do you get to become a member? All you need to do is to head straight to our official website, www.tutor.net. Find the WhatsApp button on top right corner. Use that to send us a direct message. With this being said, let's hop into today's class. Okay, according to the thumbnail, it says development. All right, it might seem straightforward, it might seem very usual. All right, it's a word that is actually not new to us. The majority of us have seen it, heard of it before. All right, but trust me, there's a lot to the word that meets the eye. There's a lot to the word that meets the eye. So, in today's class, we're going to be dissecting, all right, a lot of things about development. And in this process, you get to find out that there's actually a lot to what you know about the term, the set term. Okay, now let's continue. Now, when we talk about development, what are we talking about? All right, when you hear of the term development, what comes in mind? What does it mean? All right, how should we look at the term? How should we consider the term development? All right, so we're going to be taking a couple of definitions from different scholars as we discuss the term development. Now, when we talk about development, all right, a lot of points are here that we're going to be discussing in just a moment. Okay. Now, the concept of development, okay? When we talk about the concept of development, let's look at it from the traditional point of view, okay? Let's consider the concept from the traditional, just a moment, point of view. Now, what we'll talk about speaking of which, traditionally, all right, we'll look at it traditionally and in a layman term. Traditionally speaking, development is understood as an increase in the per capita income, an increase in the per capita income. Okay, per capita income, comma, national income. Okay, the increase in the per capita income, okay, national income, okay, okay, Now, also, an increase in the per capita income, okay, the national income, and positive changes in economic structure, and positive changes. So this means change in economics, in economic structure. Now let's explain this. Traditionally, when it comes to reality, we talk about development in an economy, in a country, all right? We are simply referring to certain key points, certain key elements. The likes of how much an individual earns, what is the average or minimum amount of money earned by an individual in that country, how much revenue does the nation make as a whole, and how developed is the economic structure of that. All right. If it's above average, then we can say that country is a developed country. All right. Speaking of economic structure now, talking about the hospital, health, food, standard of living, education, security. How effective are all these things? All these things point at whether a country is developed, a nation is developed or not. Then, in a layman's term, talk about development, we're talking about a transformation or change or growth of a thing, substance, a thing, all right, a thing, and is an individual, all right, or a system. Transformation, change, growth of a thing could be an individual, could be a system, it could be in an organization. But the key points here are transformation, change, and growth. Now that we understand this, we are going to be looking at this from what other scholars has also said. Okay, such as Adam Smith and Walter Cross sees development, all right, as the process. Scholars such as Adam Smith, let me read this. So we have scholars, all right, scholars, the likes of Adam Smith, okay, Adams, Smith, okay, and Walter, all right, Walter Cross, all right, Cross. They see the set term as that process that brings about enduring increase. No wonder I feel sweaty. Just realized that one of the fan has been disconnected. Okay. Now they refer to this as the process All right, that process that brings about an enduring, refer to it as a process. So it's not a one-time thing. It is a process. And this process brings about an enduring, meaning that it lasts long, it stays longer, and enduring, okay, increase. Enduring what? Increase. An enduring increase. That was a thing from the network. So now, can we all hear me? Please, if you're on the stream and you are here to smash the like button or subscribe to the channel, please ensure to do that. All right. And most importantly, for those of us who haven't joined the private class, you are missing out a lot. You are missing out on a lot. All right. Let's ensure to reach out to tutorial today and join the private class. All right. So you can have access to, all right, the complete package. All right. What we do here on YouTube is just 30%. All right. There's 70%, all right, left is restricted to members in the private class only. All right. So it goes, all right. We have the likes of giving students the keynote, the exam practice questions, all right, and lot more. Okay. So all you need to do is just head straight to our official website to become a member, www.tutorio.net, and from there, you all right, find the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner, and you can use that to send us a direct message. Okay. Now let's continue. Now, speaking of which, we will analyze the fact that when we talk about development from the aspect, from the point of view of Adams and Cross, then we are talking about, all right, a process that brings about enduring, okay, increase. A process that brings about, oh, wonderful. Thank you very much for that. That is really appreciated. As one of our members, always supportive. Yes, thank you very much for that. So now, oh, wonderful, wonderful. I think it's always between Miss Ade and Miss Immaculate. They're always doing okay. There's always other person that did supported the other time when we were doing. Let's just go back straight to things. All right. So now this is from. We have other scholars as well. So this is just from one scholar. So let's take a couple of definitions before we call it wrap for tonight, because our time is fast spent. Okay. Now, according to them, development manifests in levels. Okay. According to them, development manifests in levels. All right. Speaking of the income, the increase in the wealth of nation, these are great pointers to the fact that this nation or this country is experiencing development. All right. And from what we have learned so far, it is not a one-time thing. Rather, it is a continuous process. It is a continuous process. Okay. So now let's continue. Now it says here, according to Edgar Owens, Edgar Owens also contributed to the said discussion. Okay, Edgar Owens. Edgar Owens said, as far as he's concerned, he sees development, all right, as far as he is concerned, he said, he suggested that development can be said to have happened when there is development of people, not when there are, all right, not when there is development of things. All right. Development have occurred. Okay. Or development have happened. Let's put it that way. Have happened when people are developed. All right. Not things. And I so much love this definition because when we talk about developing people, that's the most important thing. When people are developed, when people are not developed, even though things are developed, they will be on, they will be, the word is degraded. All right, because things will be abused and not put into effective use. And don't forget, development is not a thing that happens once and for all. It's a continuous process. All right, that is from Edgar Owens in 1987. Now, Todaro said something also. Todaro. In 1985. Let's include that. Todaro in 1985 also contributed. Todaro said, okay, Todaro said that nothing, he said, development is a gamut of change. All right. When we say gamut of change, what are we referring to? All right. A span. All right. We are simply referring to a spectrum, a compass, an area of change. All right. A scope of change which include, all right, of, so let's use this sign, change, which include what? A scope of change which include the acceleration of economic growth. Okay, the acceleration of economic growth, reduction of inequality, eradication of poverty, reduction of inequality. Are we on the same page? Okay, it is a shame, it is a big slap on the face to see that, just a moment, that things are not people are being developed. So according to Nigeria, it's a scope of change, which include acceleration of economic growth, which include reduction of inequality, eradication of poverty, and all other changes that leads to all these changes is what leads to the transformation of unsatisfactory conditions of life into what we now see as materially and spiritually better condition of life. When people are developed, standard of living automatically improves. So what are the aspects of development we are talking about here? We are talking about the political development, technological development, all right, cultural development, human development, all right, and that's it. So we have that as that. So we're going to call it wrap here for today. And in our next class, we'll be talking about social development. Okay, we'll be talking about social development. Just a moment, I need to highlight this very quickly. All right, so from there, we'll be dissecting, all right, we'll be dissecting one or two things as we continue in the course of the course. Okay, so we have that as that. So thank you very much, everyone. And here is where we call it a wrap for tonight. Perhaps if there's any question you want to ask, just ensure to reach out to me. All right, just ensure to reach out to me on our official website, and you can send us the message there, or you can use the comment section now to send us a message. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and do have a wonderful night rest, as we call it a wrap here for tonight. Let's ensure submit our notes, send it to the appropriate quarters, and do have a wonderful night rest. Bye for now.